right, let's go. Let's go. We back with another episode of From the Bay to LA 49er podcast. Your boy Bron, Primo, Warren. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's do it.
Let's get into it.
First up, little game recap. Who want to start? You want to go first? You want to take it?
I'll go. Shit. Fuck.
Go
Brock
ahead.
Purdy looks solid as fuck. He picked up where he left off. Granted, yeah, it's only preseason, so not putting too many thoughts into it. But I mean, he did look good. I mean, they drove down the field, didn't score a touchdown, but I mean, I'm sure in a real game it would have gone in. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, it was a dud of a game. I mean, but all preseason games are.
Yeah, I was excited. I won't lie. I thought Brock came out there. I thought he came with good energy. He only, he one drive, but he looked good. We had kind of talked about it in our chat that we be sharing. He looked good early on out there. He had a little play where they looked like they was gonna get to him. He was able to slip a defender and get one out there. I thought we liked what we saw. He drove up the field. We saw everything we wanted to see. I think if it was a regular season game, he probably would have punched that one in at the end. Probably would have went for the 6 and took a dive. I think it's preseason, and he's a guy that just understands it ain't worth it. It's preseason. Thought the defense looked a lot better. Thought there were plays out there. Like you're seeing some of the plays here. The defense was making more plays. Looked a little bit sharper. Looked like they had a better week at practice. I was much more thrilled this week than last week. Like we said, shit, it's just preseason. But I was way more thrilled this week than last week, fellas. I can't lie to y'all.
For sure. Yeah, I'm going to have to piggyback from what my boy Primo said last week. Brock Purdy is a gamer. He might not look the best in practice, but when it comes to game time, he's a gamer. He looked just like he looked last year. It was like a continuation of where he left off. So, yeah, Brock looked good. I want to apologize to Trey. We're gonna get on Trey. We got a lot to say about him.
Yeah.
But I kind of talked a little trash on him, and he, in my eyes, redeemed himself with his play. 3 scoring drives, 2 field goals, a touchdown. He looked pretty good, y'all. He looked pretty damn good. Sam Darnold, the Sam that we expected to see, never really wowed you. Looks good on the stat sheet, but never really wows you with his play. Defense stood up. Love to see guys flying around. Oh, Ronnie Bell, a lot to me to make the 53-man. Ronnie Bell has just been balling. But, yeah, other than that, man, hey, Niners got a dub.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ronnie Bell's for sure a lock. I think he's for sure a lock. And I think the two linebackers that we got, Graham and Winters, are for sure locks too. And Il Manning, let me not forget about the gem that we found in Il Manning.
Now, see, the thing about him
is making these starters look, even some good backups looking like chumps. So,
see, I hope he makes
6'3" or something like that.
Yeah. I hope he makes it. But then we had the same thing last year. Remember how good Poe looked? Remember how Poe was just balling in the preseason, and we thought that he would be a lock to make the 53? And Kyle still made him go practice squad. So I don't know if he's a lock, guys. When you do your draft, you always want the guys you drafted to make the 53. You know what I mean? The other guys, you practice squad them, pull them up if they continue to look good. So, I mean, but I hope he makes it because he looks damn good. But, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's keep it rolling, man. What we got next on the topics?
Let's
standouts.
Well, since we were on there, like we were mentioning, Bell, Graham, Winters, I think, Il Manning. I don't know anybody else that stood out. I don't know if Womack, but he's not really a rookie. Still playing solid.
I was a big fan.
Again, granted.
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead, Warren.
No, my bad. I was a big fan. Like we said, y'all was speaking on it a lot last week. I was a big fan of Ronnie Bell this week. Shout out Primo. He kind of said like he looked like a baby Debo. and he low-key does look like a baby Debo out there. Look at him breaking tackles, doing his thing.
Jesus.
And he was looking like more of a baby Debo out there to me. He was definitely shining. I think
like
beyond the lock to make the 53, he messed around and be the number 3 receiver, well, the number 4 receiver, because I think we know we got Debo, we got Ayuk, we got Jennings. I think those 3 are locked, but I think he mess around out there and be the number 4. And if one of those 3 get hurt, then that means he's right there. He looked good, like we see in the highlights here. He breaks a lot of tackles, and then we saw him in the kickoff a lot too. He looked good there too. I was a fan of what I saw. I thought, like you guys said, I liked a lot of what I saw from winners this week too. There was a lot of standouts. I think we tend to always do pretty good in the draft. So I mean, it just felt like, we hit again. We did more of, Kyle. Kyle may make some questionable decisions that we don't all agree with, but when it comes to picking talent in that draft, Kyle does his thing, and I think he did his thing in this draft yet again. I think most of these guys end up seeing the field for us with real playing time, if not this season, next. A lot of the guys that we're talking about now.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Gotta piggyback. Ronnie Bell, he's starting to become one of my favorite players from all these young dudes we got. Dude, that play where he caught it like a post across the middle, kept running, broke, just getting dudes off. It looked just like Debo. And you said that he might be number 4. Yeah. Bro, I'm starting to think he might take that job from Jennings and be the number 2. We could bring Jennings in to be situational in the slot. Those tough third downs, third and Jawans, times like that. You need guys that are going to.
That's where he's good.
Yeah, Ronnie Bell might take that slot, bro.
He gonna lock up a slot just because the fact that he's a multi-tool, that he could run the ball like that, and then he runs kickoffs back too. That special teams element almost makes it feel like he's a lock, right. Especially after we seen that fumble from Jameson. Did you guys see him back there after that?
Yeah. Oh, once. Nah. I see them once after. I think it was the following kickoff, but they snatched them after. Yeah. But did you guys hear that Ronnie Bell also threw a touchdown today in practice?
They got him doing the Debo.
Kyle's really trying to utilize this guy. If you got him throwing the ball in practice, he sees something that he likes. I think this dude is a lock, bro.
Three Swiss Army knives: McCaffrey, Debo, and now Bell.
How do you stop it? How do you stop it? That's
you
nice.
Can't now. You can't, because you literally have another version of Debo, like damn near. Obviously not the same accolades, and we'll have to see what happens in the season. But from what we've seen preseason, he moves just like Debo.
And I think you could easily use him the same way. Reverses,
for sure.
Handoff, same shit. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
7 catches, 114 yards. He was looking good.
14.
He's the best. He's actually the
7th with a buck.
He's the best
14.
receiver.
Oh,
he's the best receiver right now in the preseason. Out of all the rookies,
I was gonna say out of every rookie drafted, he's shining.
Debo did look good in that first drive. I like what I saw from Debo.
Oh, yeah.
The legs was churning. He was doing his thing. He's gonna be ready for the season as well. But yeah, man.
For sure.
Debo was looking nice. Here he is. He just caught one from Purdy right on. Look. They had their thing going early on. You called it. They had their thing going early. Look at him. He broke out. Bam! That's what we want to see. Man, that was like the first or the second play of the game. He broke one for 20. Here it goes again. Same thing. Bam! There he is.
Oh, yeah. He's in form.
That's what Debo does. And you're not lying. I think Bell looks like him even more just because he has that 1-0. And then you see that 1-9.
1-9.
Yeah. And I'm like, and you just see a guy breaking tackles. Like,
but also, just the way they run, the running style, it looks very similar to Debo.
Yeah, no, they hit the ground.
Same everything, body, like just the motion of the body, everything, the way they put their hands out. Watch, if you put that slant from Bell, he moves like Debo in that play.
In the fact that they're both a little undersized for a receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Debo's thicker, pause, but
Oh yeah, no
I
doubt.
mean, but Bell running out there like he's the same size as Devo. Honestly, he breaking tackles like nothing.
Oh yeah. So what we got next? What we rolling to?
These are all quick topic, quick hits. Oh, Bosa contract.
Oh, because I want to
He
take
was in New
time
York.
on that last one. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in New York. So I mean, and they asked Kyle. He said it's going as they thought it would go. So I'm assuming he's holding out a little bit. And like I heard reports today. They're like they shortchange everybody. So they're like, I'm sure they're probably fighting over $1 million. Nothing crazy, but Niners are stingy. Niners don't give a fuck who
Very.
you are. Apparently.
No, I think the team is like we've been saying. I think he's gonna get paid. I don't think we're playing any games. I am getting a little nervous though because I want him, paid before week 1. I don't want any, ill will or anything like that coming into the season. I don't think he's gonna sit out the season. Did he announce that if he didn't get paid, he would sit out? Is that something he said? I don't think I heard him say anything like that. So I don't think, let's say he
Nah.
doesn't get paid. God forbid, let's get this done. But I don't think he sits out. But I just don't want, that kind of stank like aura, like coming into the season, like they don't want to pay me. They playing, they know what I'm worth. I just won defensive player of the year. They don't want to give me my bag. Like, I want us to get this done. Did you guys see that whole little? They said he was faking, like he was in New York and he was really in downtown Santa Clara.
I didn't see that.
Said, man, y'all people stop playing. That man is in New York. I
Can't,
think they're trying to get it figured out, like we were talking about it in our group
now
earlier.
I gotta go look because I know what Santa Clara looks like. So now
While
I
you
didn't really pay
while you
attention.
go
I
ahead
just
and look, I'll give my thoughts on Bosa. So, like I said last week, I feel like in the next 2 weeks we'll get it done. It's looking like we're moving a little bit closer to it getting done. But I've been telling you guys, not so much on the pod, but I felt like Trey's cap could be used to help this situation as well. We only have $10 million in cap space. You know what I mean? The money that you could save from getting rid of Trey, maybe bring his cap hit to around 14, 15 for this year on top of the bonus he's going to receive, and it might get a deal done. One thing that I'm worried about, though, didn't Bosa say that he was willing to take a discount? You remember that, Primo? Didn't he say something last year about he didn't care about being the highest paid player?
yeah,
I
he
recall
did
something
say
like that.
something to that extent, but he said it in a way like I remember that he said it in a way though like I'm not worried about the biggest contract because he
Right.
insinuated like I'm gonna get a bag, whether it be this contract, whether it be stock options. Obviously, didn't say, this, but he said he ain't
Yeah.
worried because he knows he's about to get a bag, whether it would be with the contract or if the team offers him some kind of fucking stock options or ownership, some shit like that. So he wasn't too concerned. Plus, he knows that the Niners have to pay him. They'd be stupid. Like I'm even surprised we're going this long, unless like it's a planned thing where they're just letting him get his body right. And I mean, he don't need to be in camp to be honest with you. And as long as he's working out and he's ready,
Right.
then
And
I mean,
honestly,
he's a slow starter anyways.
I think that's a little bit of what this being dragged out is, because he never really participates in the training camp or preseason anyway. I don't
Nah, he
recall him
doesn't.
ever playing or being around, you know what I mean, in camp or preseason. He might be there, but he's on a whole nother
Yeah, but he's
field
not
doing
doing anything.
stretches and workouts. So I think they're like, you know what, do what you need to do as long as this shit gets done before the actual season starts. And that's why I said the next 2 weeks. Last week, I'm looking for the deal to get done in the next week. We'll see what
Yeah, I
happens.
think before the game they have to have it. If it's not done before the game, then then something's up. Something's
I
not
mean,
going right. Niners are
maybe
probably
even after the game, but as long as it's within this little week stretch, you know what I mean? That's what I think.
I mean, even if it's after the game, just the fact that it got extended to the regular season just shows that they're not on the same page.
Right.
And it could drag on to the season whether he gets paid or not. But there could just be that like little bit of animosity between one or the other. Like, fuck, you made me cash out an additional $5 million and I didn't want to. But
Now, do they still give them that week in between the third preseason game and week 1? Because I recall last year there was a gap week.
There is.
So there's still a gap week. So
there's still a gap week.
Okay, so
the
even
first
if it's
game is still like 2 weeks away.
So even if it's not done after that third preseason game, they still have a week to try to get it done to get them in the building. So sure,
plenty of time. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. If it drags on to week 1, it's kind of concerning.
Right. Yeah, we got time because we play on the 25th, and we don't. Our week 1 ain't until the 10th, so we got exactly like you said, 2 weeks in between there. So we definitely should be okay. But like you said, you just want a franchise player like that, setting up your defense like that, dog. Y'all like it's so excited. We got Armstead out there. We got Hargrave out there. Then Bosa along. I get excited. We gonna get after quarterback. I just want to see it because, like I said, like we seeing like little bits and pieces of it this week in the preseason. Just imagine Bosa out there for that first little like, oh man. Get the man paid. Don't have him come in with a bad attitude or a funk. Get it done. Get it done right. And I know, like, with everything that's going on and that's going to come up soon, kind of later in the show, it feels like it's going to be getting done soon. So, let's
get it. Honestly, I think Hargrave was picked up and we cashed out on him because the uncertainty of Wilkes. You had to have that D-line strong as hell because you don't know how the secondary might, you know what I'm saying? They say he's a secondary guru, but like I said, the best he's ever ranked as a defensive coordinator is 19th. That's not to the 90 standard.
Good. Facts.
Not at all.
You know what? I liked how you said that, but I kind of feel like it's a different reason why they brought him. I think they brought Javon in to stop the Bosa double teams as much. Because if you remember, if you watch the highlights from last year, there were teams that was more concerned with him breaking down the middle than the edge rushers from Philly. They start doubling him to stop him from coming through to get sacks. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have been the first Philly defender to get 10 sacks last year. The man was going crazy last year. You know what I mean?
No,
so now you got who do you double though? Who do you double? You double Bosa? You double him? What do you do?
I would say Hargrave maybe just because he has more speed than Bosa. Although don't get it twisted, Bosa's actually secretly fast.
Right.
He just looks like he's just fucking lugging around. But I mean, I would say Hargrave just because he's faster. But you're gonna lose either way, so it doesn't really matter, honestly.
Well, Hargraves is easier to double because he's lining up closer to the center, so he's probably a little easier to double. But imagine if him and Bosa are lining up on the same side of the line, bro. What do you do if they're on the same side of the line? Oh, that's going to be so nasty.
Deadly.
Yeah, man. So what you think, Warren? Excuse me, Warren.
I mean, like I said, I'm ready to get the man signed. I think ultimately we get it done. But I'm believing my heart could be the fan in me. You know, I believe that they not gonna drop this ball. You know what I'm saying? They gonna get this one figured out. They gonna get the man paid, and I think they're gonna get him paid sooner than later. I think it was just a matter of moving a couple things around and figuring things out to figure out how they gonna get the man the right type of money. But like we said, it's been too cordial. It's been too respectful. You know, they knew he wasn't going to. It almost feels like, come when you're ready. We'll get this all figured out. Don't worry about it. So I don't think we got nothing to stress about. I think it's just a matter of time. I just don't like how long it's taking.
Facts.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, I agree.
All right, so what
no concern. No concern.
Oh, no concern.
So no concern.
No. Maybe next week a little more concern, but this week still no concern. All right, so what we got next? We rolling it on? Oh, expectation.
Dress rehearsal, right?
Yes.
Right.
So that's a whole half. But knowing Kyle's probably a quarter and a half.
Kyle likes to pull his guys early. Oh,
yeah, he does.
My shit bugged out on me. Kyle likes to pull them early, but I want to see at least a whole first quarter, maybe a touchdown drive. let these dudes get a little bit of the footing down. And are we playing at home or are we playing in LA?
Let me look that up really quick.
Is it in LA?
I think so.
It is in San Francisco.
Well, that's even better.
We got 3 home games for the preseason?
No, that's 2. The first one. The first one was away.
No,
yeah, that
Vegas.
one was away.
Yeah, Vegas. My bad. Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, my expectations for the game. See Brock Purdy do the same thing. He's a gamer. Let's put some points up. Let's maybe see Moody make a kick or two. I'm expecting to see this.
Not
everything
gold.
else. Oh no, he's not gold. Everything else, though, I feel like it's like clockwork with the Niners. We never really are in tip-top shape in the preseason. So if there's a little, lag here or there, it's fine. I'm not too worried about nothing. But I want to see them standouts that we've been talking about continue to do what they're doing. Bell, lock up your spot. Make sure you're part of the 53-man roster. Winters, Graham, keep looking speedy and sideline to sideline. That it's what we expect, and that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. You know what I would do this game though? What I would do is I would hold Fred and Green. I don't think Greenlaw's going to play because he just came back from injury. I'd hold Fred and I'd put D and Graham with the starters and really see what they're about. I mean, you don't need to see what to see about Fred or Greenlaw. They're already established, and you don't even want to risk anything. So put the rookies out there and see how they do against the ones.
I like that idea.
I'm excited.
Right? 2s and 3s. Go ahead. My bad, Warren.
No. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just gonna say 2s and 3s ain't. I mean, that's cool to get excited. They're doing good, but gotta see what they like with the ones.
See them with the ones.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see all the guys out there for a whole first half. I'm hoping that they get a whole first half, just so we could kind of know, like we saw, like against the Broncos, we felt like it was easy for the run up the middle. So we only really got to see like one good series, So I'm curious to see more of the guys out there, so we kind of know more of what our perils are coming into the regular season. Although, like again, Bosa isn't out there, so it's kind of like on the defense, you can't ever really give a great grade. But I got a real question for y'all: what's going on with Elijah Mitchell? Like, has he?
That's a good one.
Is going on?
He did get hurt.
Glass.
What the hell?
He is Mr. Glass, but I think he got hurt. What was it, a week or so ago?
I'm just like, dog. I'm a fan.
He hasn't been practicing at all.
No, he got hurt in practice at all one day.
Yeah, I think it was at the beginning because he hasn't been at practice at all. It's only been JP Mason and Ty Davis. And somehow Ty Davis beat out JP Mason. It's the weirdest thing, bro. This year is
good,
you know what though? Okay,
Mason was looking good.
I told you this before. When Kyle drafts you at a certain position, he always gives you the nod over the other player. If you're going up against a undrafted rookie or a 7th round pick, he usually gives the nod to the 3rd round, 4th round guy. Even if we saw it with our own eyes, like, man, he wasn't better. He usually gives that dude the nod. We talked about it even last season. So that's what's going on with that. You give up a 3rd, well, you draft him with a 3rd, you got to get that dude to look. I think that's what that is.
I mean, it is that. I just think it's crazy because, I mean, JP Mason didn't look good last week. So,
True.
Not much to say there. But again, if Ty Davis is taking reps away from him, then it's a weird year, bro. It's a weird one.
But wasn't Ty on the hot seat last year? Like, we didn't see much of him at all last year.
Yeah,
right?
But you know what? Also, I just remember too, on that play with Purdy, where he got sacked in the red zone. That was Ty Davis Price's fault. I was looking back. I saw the highlights, bro. He didn't even attempt to make a block, and that shit is what's gonna get him benched.
Now, did he know that Purdy was going to scramble too? That there's things that play into
No,
that.
he didn't scramble. That wasn't the one.
Oh
Where
no,
he
it wasn't the
scrambled. He just
scramble
got
play.
sacked. Purdy got sacked. Nah,
Oh,
it
the
was
sack
Purdy
play.
sack.
Yeah, that
He didn't
Kyle don't
block. He
like
didn't
that
even.
either.
Yeah, so could be a possibility. Might see Mason out there with the ones, possibly.
We'll see. Anything else? You
No
got anything on
expectations,
that?
though. No expectations. We already know what team we got, so I'm just trying to see some football, some ones football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Warren. Nothing else to put on it. We can roll on to the big
No
shit.
heavy expectations. Like I said, it'll be nice. I'm hoping that the Chargers play their guys in the first half too. So, like I said, we could get a real feel. No expectation. I expect us to, like you said, put up some points on the board. Let me see Purdy come drive down again and put up 7. They said he looked beautiful in practice today. It was like 12 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah. Let's let it transfer to the field against the Chargers. Let's do it. We beat up on them last season. LeBron, we got a good friend that's a Chargers fan, so it's always good to give him a little nod. Maybe we'll get him in sometime during the season. But
Yes,
no
sir.
expectations. If you guys are ready, let's jam it.
All right, let's go.
Drum roll.
So the drama and the shit has hit the fan.
Why they doing like that, man?
At some point earlier today, I got a text from my boy Primo saying that Darnold is the number 2. And I'm like, what? Kyle said he's not going to even say who it is until week 1. He like, nah, I check it. So I believe, Warren, you checked it. Then I checked it. And I'm like, what's going on? Then I start seeing your Sal Palantonios and your Ian Rappaports and all of this stuff starts coming out. And I'm like, dog, like I'm working, but I'm still tuning in and I'm trying to figure out what happened. So this is my thing. And I'll say this to start it off. In a perfect world, you take a Trey Lance number 3, we already would have seen at least 16 starts. That's at least, right? You would think the first season, we knew he was going to be behind Jimmy. You give that. The next season, you bring Jimmy back, but you give Trey the team. He gets hurt. I just feel like I need to be more empathetic for Trey because I feel like he didn't get the chance that he should have gotten. Now, have I been saying that it's time now that for him to go? Yeah, I've been saying that. But I do feel bad because how do you make this decision without really, truly knowing and giving him that shot before you make that decision? It's kind of messed up, bro.
I 100% agree. I mean, ultimately, if we're looking at everything hindsight,
right?
Fans would have been crazy mad if we wouldn't have taken him or Fields in that draft.
That's real.
Right? So all these fans right now that are like talking, like, you let him waste away, this and that. Why would you put 3 1s up and this and that? I get it. But at the same time, like you said, empathetic to Trey, they tried to get him a start twice. And he got injured. And it was just his bad luck that Purdy so happened to be this fucking great quarterback. I mean, it's not like the stuff was scripted. It's not like they took Purdy knowing that he was going to be this baller. I mean, he was Mr. Irrelevant. Nobody wanted him. Not even the Niners wanted him. But they had the final pick, and they got him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it sucks for him. He had his chances, and unfortunately, the injuries didn't allow him that opportunity to keep playing. But when he did play, I felt like he had potential to eventually grow into a great quarterback. I mean, he won that Texans game for us when we needed it at the end of the season.
Yeah, and looked damn good in that second half.
And look, I did want to say this. Trey looked good. Like we said, we apologized to him because we were saying he played bad week 1 preseason.
Right.
But it really matters. He played against 3s and looked bad at first, and then marched down the field against 3s. So we can't forget, like, let's not act like he was playing against ones and he marched down the field and scored and won the game. This is against threes. I'm not saying Sam Darnold's better because Sam Darnold couldn't fucking score for the life of him twos. And this guy that got drafted, in the first round and was a starter around the league. So for me, it's crazy. I think Trey should have been the number 2 quarterback just because I feel like he proved to be better than Darnold in game. But Darnold seems to be a Kyle guy, just like he loves Kirk Cousins. And, once those are guys, comes a project of his to try to either get him or try to make him better.
Yeah.
I'm just floored, y'all. I mean, once Preems, like you guys know, we share the text, so the news gets dropped there. For everything, that's like my favorite little group chat right there. Yeah, when the bombshell came through, I was like, "What?" I was I was, because you invest so much, it's just a hard pill to swallow. I'm rooting for the young man. I'm still rooting for the young man. And I thought that he earned the job. I thought that he deserved to be the number 2. I felt that he was better than Sam Darnold. I think when this is all said and done, he's gonna have a better career than Sam Darnold. So I felt that he won the job and he deserved the job. So I was upset, but then LeBron, you came with the education, and like we talked about earlier, you got people like Bosa that got to get paid. You ain't got much money on the books. You pretty much, you move him. Now we got some money available. Like we said, next season BA gonna be asking for his dollars. Now we got a couple of dollars available. So the optics of it just didn't make sense, but the logic behind it made a lot of sense. So, I wasn't feeling it, but like we said, I thought that Trey looked a lot better this week. He was a lot more precise. We got some highlights. He was a lot more precise, I felt. He was throwing the ball a lot better. He was way more decisive. The problem with the week 1 was he was indecisive. He came in with the second half look. He's a lot more decisive. He knew. See right here. He's thinking quick. He's thinking quick. We didn't see this in week 1. We saw this week. He made some good passes. Beyond how he looked this week, I just thought he won the job. But like we said, guys got to get paid. It just hurts. It just kind of hurts. Again, I'm rooting for him. At the end of the day, I'm a Niner fan, not a Trey fan. And Purdy's better. That's just that. And I want to keep this team together. You know what I'm saying? And so I'd rather get the guys paid and I'd rather let Trey go now. I'm kind of ready to cut our losses. It kind of is what it is. It hurts, it burns, it stings. Damn, the first round pick. But guess what, fellas? We got one in 2024, so we right back in this slammer jammer. Those picks is gone. And guess what? We were still in the NFC Championship one season. This season is coming up. It looks like things is gonna be fine.
Right.
It is what it is. We back in it. We got our first this season coming up. It's kind of like the damage is done. It's not. It hurt us. But shit, we still, again, Kyle's a guru at drafting and kind of pulling talent. So although it hurt, we missed those first, but we still got guys, and again, we got our first coming back. I don't know what happened. I don't think Darnold's y'all know how I feel. We got the stats with the LeBron. You hit us with the education with the 55, I believe, intersections and 54 starts or some number like that. That's not the business.
With 35 fumbles.
Yeah. So he a turnover machine, but Kyle, he fixes them, right? So I mean, I guess it's another one of those Kyle projects. I thought it was a little.
Well, he thinks he fixes them.
Right?
he does. He thinks.
I don't know, man. I hope it's not that whole agent thing we kind of heard. Like his agent possibly made the call. You guys heard Grant. One of you guys sent me the Grant video.
Yeah.
I hope it's not the agent applying pressure to make weird as I'm. I mean, if it was at the end of the day, Kyle made his decision or the team made their decision. But I would hate for an agent to be playing like a devil's advocate like that. But I guess time will tell.
You know
I
what? It
think the
could have been.
agent did have something to do with it.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Pre. Go ahead.
No, that was it. I just think it has something to do with it. He's trying to get paid. He's trying to get the bag, and Trey on the bench to help his situation out.
Right, and that's what I was getting to as well. The fact that when we took Trey, it was a ready win now type roster, right? Every year we've been doing what we've been doing, NFC championships. It's a win now. I think that was the main reason why he never got the fair shake that he was supposed to get. Imagine him coming to a team, you take him number 3 overall. If it's a bad team, normally it's a bad team in that position to take Trey, right? But coming to this roster, Kyle, I don't think was ever comfortable handing the keys to this dude. Why is he comfortable giving the keys to Purdy? Because of the 8 starts and the 8 wins that Purdy had. Had we saw that from Trey,
we
would not be here right now talking about this. This wouldn't even be a thing. Brock Purdy would be backing up Trey, and it'd be all sunshine. You know what I mean? So I wanted to say that for the stands out there because these dudes are acting like he's done what Purdy has done. And he hasn't.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
You know what I mean? Coming to the team when he came, it wasn't ready for him to take over. All right. We give him the keys the next season, he gets hurt. Jimmy comes in, Jimmy balls, but Jimmy gets hurt. Opens the door for somebody like Brock Purdy, a Mr. Irrelevant, to come in and take everybody's job. Once again, like we said earlier, it just sucks for Trey. It sucks that something like this had to happen to a dude that's put in all the work that he's put in. You saw the offseason, you know what I mean? The working with Mahomes and all the stuff that he attempted to do to get this job and to take, the reins of the franchise. And it didn't pan out for him. Like I said earlier, man, in a perfect world, it would have been all Trey and we would have got to see what he could really do. This world ain't perfect. And I'm rolling with Brock. Like I said, my backpack is still strapped. I'm rolling with Purdy.
Yeah, Brock all the way.
And I trust Kyle. I've been telling y'all, I don't know for how long, Primo. I've been telling you, Warren, you know how.
Yeah, you trust Kyle. Yeah, you trust Kyle.
Right.
You always say
you know
that.
how calm I am all the time when shit's looking rough. And one season we was 3-4, and I'm like, just let Kyle cook. Let's just trust what's going on. And it always works out. Has he felt this yet?
No, I'm the emotional one. I always get emotional, so I'm always not talking shit.
You know what I mean?
always bring me back down to earth.
He hasn't felt this yet, y'all. So let's just roll with the colors. It don't matter who the quarterback is. This year, next year, 10 years from now. Hey, I've been a Niner fan 28 years, homie. I'm still going to be here repping. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, though, it does suck for Trey that it boiled down the way it boiled down. But, hey, get him out of there. We can use that money. Let's get this Bosa deal done. Let's keep BA next year. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Hold on, Primo. What you mean 28 years, man? You caught that, Primo? You caught that?
Well, what?
What you mean? What you mean 28? You only been a fan 28 years. What was you doing those other? Was
okay? Well, look.
Hold on.
Check it out. I'm 35.
Okay,
right?
Okay. So you was 7. So that's why I'm like, hold on.
Okay, so you got the 94, 95 year that we won it was the year I became a fan. Okay. But 95, the Super Bowl was played right before my birthday. So maybe I was 6. Maybe I'm shortchanging myself a year or a few months.
Okay. You're not saying you was rocking with nobody else. You saying when you made that okay.
When I made because remember I've said this before. Both of my older brothers are Dallas Cowboy fans.
Yeah,
we played Dallas
3
years in a row in the NFC Championship. They won the 2. We won the one after. And I told them, who's that team that just beat y'all? They're like, that's the 49ers. I said, that's my team. So that year, rolling into me being 7 was when I made the conscious effort to be a 49er fan. So, I say 28 years.
I became a fan at 6 too. I remember clearly because I got a signed hat from the '94 team that, like an idiot, fucking, it just all got washed away. All signatures with all the greats on it.
Oh,
Snapback 49er hat.
what?
Yeah, I know. Found it at my parents' house. The whole '94 roster had signed it. I won it in a raffle.
Fuck, my boy.
Yeah,
You know
obviously,
what that would be
once you
worth?
get older, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know, and it was a clean snapback too. So, but that's why I
Yeah.
remember it. That's when I became a fan because I
Bro
won
said
that
I'm
in
gonna
a raffle.
always be a fan for that. Like I'm
Oh,
locked.
Yeah,
that's tough.
and since
That's
then,
tough.
man, I've been a Niner fan my whole
Mhm.
life. But yeah, I mean,
Go
like I
ahead, y'all
say
hold it.
this,
I'm
man.
gonna refill my cup real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, look it. I agree with Braun. I think we should trade him. Obviously, not this year because it just wouldn't make any sense this year. I don't think we have any suitors, anyways. And as far as money goes, it doesn't affect this year, anyways. Like I think less than a mil. If we were to get rid of him off the space this year, so I think next year would be it. And yeah, man. And for all those fans that think like, oh, if he balls in another team, it's all Kyle's fault. But it has nothing to do with that, man. Maybe, again, always an example I use is Steve Young. He's on the Bucks backup, sent to the Niners, and he balled out. He wasn't great in Tampa Bay, maybe system or whatever, environment. So, I mean, I hope Trey succeeds if we do end up trading him next year. You know what I'm saying? Again, still kind of confused as to how Sam Darnold won that second spot. He's trash. I don't know what Kyle could do to make him any better, and for the fans that say that you know Kyle didn't give Trey a fair chance. I mean, it's all bullshit. Again, like Ron said, Purdy took everybody's job when both quarterbacks went down. It's not like Kyle made a decision mid-season and said, "I'm gonna put Brock Purdy in." He literally had to come in because we had no more quarterback. And he took the world by storm. And, you know what I'm saying, took us to the playoffs. And
Yeah,
as all 49ers believe, at least me and Braun, if he wouldn't have gotten injured, we would have won that Super Bowl last year.
we would have.
Hands down.
That's
Hands
without a
down.
doubt.
You
I
know what I'm
just
saying?
kind of
So
want to go ahead,
go
bro.
for it.
No, go ahead,
No,
bro.
I was done with my rant. I was done.
I just,
Yeah, I ended it in a weird way.
I'm, I'm, I'm with, I'm with y'all. I'm with the colors. I ain't with no fandom. It could have been Trey. It could have motherfucking been Darnold. I would have been you. That's whoever's gonna deliver the wins. I'm with the colors. I just think, I just think that Trey is, kind of to piggyback off of LeBron, incredibly unlucky. He came into a team
Yeah.
that was good. And for what, to be honest, Jimmy G never did shit to lose the job. He was coming off
Nah,
of
he
a
didn't.
NFC championship performance. He didn't deserve to have a quarterback drafted, but that was how it went. So anyway, he was still good. So as a rookie, like you said, normally a team that took the number 3 pick, he would have got thrown in, and he would have got the experience that he needed. He didn't play in college much either because of COVID. He only was there for a year. So this kid is
Yeah.
really like he ain't got many starts since high school.
Nah.
And now he came here his rookie season. He really didn't get an opportunity. He came in and he stepped up for Jimmy, couldn't do it, so they threw Jimmy in. Jimmy, we started winning. LeBron, I was watching the game with you. We instantly saw Jimmy come in and say we straight.
You know
Then the
what's
next
funny?
season he got
Hey,
hurt. He's
not
just, and then Purdy came in and busted. Like he just has bad luck, bro. If Purdy didn't do that, this is still his team. If Purdy
hey,
goes 500,
Yeah, that's facts.
he's still
That's
his
facts.
team. It's just fucked
Facts.
up luck. But
one.
I'm with y'all. I'm rooting for him. I hope he bounces back. I don't care what I'm rocking with us no matter what. I hope he go and he figures it out because the kid is a likable kid and he worked hard.
Oh, no doubt. One
Yeah.
thing that I did want to say though, and it's funny because I think you might have pointed it out, Primo, week 1 in the monsoon. about the plays that Kyle was calling for Trey when Trey was in the game. And then we saw a continuation week 2 against Seattle. It just seemed like the book that Kyle was using when Trey, even when Trey had the opportunities to play, it didn't look like he was using the same book that the other quarterbacks were using. Like you just said, Jimmy came in after the injury and Jimmy got to balling, right? And I remember texting to Primo. I said, look, dude, that was 4 straight pass plays to let Jimmy start cooking. If you guys recall, I don't know how many of y'all remember, but that first drive when Jimmy came in after Trey got hurt, Kyle completely opened up the book. It looked like a complete different playbook than what Trey Lance was running every time that he got to play. His very first start in Arizona, and I remember I was in Hawaii, it was a hell of a lot of run plays in that book. You guys remember he was running for his life. He tried to run to the end zone. He got hit by Buda Baker and somebody. It's like as if Kyle tried to use him like Michael Vick type of quarterback. He never, to me, opened up the playbook and let Trey run the actual 49ers playbook. You look at what Brock Purdy does. Those plays that Brock Purdy runs look nothing like the plays that Trey Lance ran when he was starting and playing. And I don't know if that's purpose. I don't know if that's just him trying to play to Trey's strengths. I don't know what you call that, but I do recall that, and I made it a point to say something because I'm like, damn, Jimmy got 100 yards passing in 2 drives. But Kyle opened it up and allowed him to do that. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I'm starting as I'm sitting here and this brew is kicking in and I'm thinking and I'm like, it's even worse than what it seems right now when I look back and I see the plays and the stuff that he let him do when he was playing.
But there is that possibility that let's just say, again, we're not in that locker room, we're not in practices 100%, but it could be that maybe Trey, being able to do what Jimmy and Brock could do, with the finesse passing and the short. I mean, you see it now. He struggles with the short passes. You know what I'm saying? He still doesn't have that touch, kind of like Kaepernick just had that fastball, and that was all that was there. And the receivers had to get used to, catching the ball that was thrown that hard. And for Brock Purdy, I mean, he came out and said, and I think it was last year where they said that, like, he ignores Kyle Shanahan if he doesn't think the play is right. And I think eventually down the line this year, obviously if it gets us wins, it'll be fine. Right. But I think that's something to look out for because I just remember too, because I remember he said that if the play's not there, it's not there, regardless if Kyle called it or not.
Right.
So you see a little bit more different with Purdy because he's just kind of freestyling at times, kind of like what Mahomes does. That's why Mahomes is great because he knows how to improvise in situations where it's just everything is, looking bad.
So you just hit the hammer on the head, though, when you said that maybe Trey couldn't do some of those things. I was listening to Brad, the SF 49ers, earlier today, and he made a statement where he said he's tapped in enough to where he hears things that he doesn't always rebuttal or shows. He said he heard chatters the last 2 years about Trey Lance, but he didn't ever want to put the things that he heard out because it would kind of burn his source. This dude is giving him stuff in confidence, so he never wanted to put it out there. But he said that it kind of felt like the organization never really felt like Trey was that quarterback that they were looking for. The type of quarterback that Kyle looks for. Mac Jones, and I told you, Preem, the whole time the draft was going on before the draft, I said I could see him taking him, and I would be okay if he took Mac Jones. It would be Jimmy G 2.0. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you just said
a little bigger arm, could move a little better. It's like a certain type of quarterback that I feel like our fan base is so wishy-washy, bro. You see what's going on right now, right? You see how Twitter is going crazy. Our team actually values what they hear. I'm not saying that it made them change the pick, but I definitely think it had an influence on
Yeah.
Them taking Mac or not taking Mac. You know what I mean? Like they ended up just on a whim, just saying, bam, Trey Lance is the guy, and they took Trey Lance. Did Kyle really want Trey Lance? Because he never treated him like the quarterback he wanted. Let's just look back in our minds. Do you feel like Kyle treated Trey like the quarterback that he wanted? I recall, Grant saying in practice, excuse my bad, Trey messed up on a read. Kyle slams the clipboard into his lap. You got Purdy throwing picks in practice. He never does that. You got Sam Darnold overthrowing guys by 10 yards. He's never slamming his clipboard and looking angry. Trey does one thing bad, and we've seen it. We've heard it. He's tripping. I've seen him cuss Trey out on the sideline before for some stuff that Trey did. You know what I mean? And they on TV put the camera on the sideline, and Kyle's chewing him out. I just feel like maybe
could it be expectations? I mean, could it be expectations? I mean, if you have high expectations for somebody and you really like him, you want to see him succeed. Sometimes they get the short end of the stick just because you expect more from them. You don't expect much from Darnold, and it didn't seem like he expected much from Jimmy based on the years that they've had together. Like NFC Championship was as far as it was going to get, and I think Kyle knew what came with Jimmy with those stupid throws, the picks. And so I think that's why they drafted, because Kyle was over Jimmy. He turned the franchise around 100%. For anybody who says that Jimmy sucks and all this other bullshit, bro, we were losing games before he showed up, and we've been literally on the positive since, right? And now we got lucky with Purdy. But at the end of the day, I think he had so much high expectation of Trey. I think, like, obviously in the interviews, all the whole combine thing, pro day, all that stuff.
Right.
Again, bro, you could get a different perspective of somebody when you talk to them. You're like, man, even when you meet people, first couple of times, you're like, man, this person's going to be dope. As the time just keeps going and you get to know the person even more, it's kind of like, damn, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they're not that cool. You know what I'm saying? So It just seems like it was one of those. It just seems like he was super smart. Obviously, he's super smart, and they thought that he was going to be able to translate it super quick to the pros. And I just don't think it happened as fast, or as fast enough as Kyle wanted. And to this point, it hasn't happened because he's been injured. And I just think, Kyle, bro, it seems like he's not the most. How do I say? It doesn't seem like he's the most understanding guy in situations like that. Even though obviously players say they love him. Right. But again, we hear in the contrary that players love him and everybody has fun there. So it's kind of like a weird space where us as fans think that he doesn't know how to treat players, but then players come out and say, like, this is the best time I've ever had in the NFL. So
what's weird though? You look at the way he would treat Jimmy G. I've seen him kind of cuss Jimmy out on the sidelines too, right? The difference between Trey and Jimmy had this nonchalant, like, it don't matter what Kyle say. I've seen Jimmy throw a pick, come back the next drive, homie, throw a touchdown. The drive after that, we score another touchdown. And I heard today listening, I forget who I was listening to. I was listening all day. But they said that Trey doesn't, it was Steve Young. Trey doesn't have that same, he said when he was at the facility and he watched Trey had more of an unsureness about himself.
Without a doubt.
He's not like Jimmy and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy will go in the huddle like, hey, y'all shut the fuck up. I'm calling these plays, I'm getting it. So maybe even when these dudes are treated a certain way by Kyle, they don't respond the way that Trey did. And maybe that's what made Kyle say, this is not my guy. I need a guy that if I chew you out or I say something, you don't go into the turtle shell. You just shrug it off and, like, let's go. Because I've seen Jimmy do it. Right. I've seen Jimmy get chewed out by Kyle multiple times in a season, and Jimmy G always responded the right way. You know what I mean? And
maybe that's just growing pains, though. They're professionals and they got that time to be starters.
Yeah, but you want your quarterback to have a certain command of not just the team, not just the huddle, but even dealing with the head coach.
Right.
You know what
Not
I mean?
everybody's a leader. Not everybody's a
that's
leader.
a fact.
Not everybody's a leader. Trey seems like he's that
And-
happy-go-lucky. We're here. Let's have a good time and win this game. But I never heard the whole time that Trey was supposed to be the guy that he had that command. What did Trent Williams commend Purdy on in his first like 3 starts? He said, "Man, this dude is commanding the team.
Yeah, he commands the huddle.
Coming in and taking charge. He don't care if you're a 13-year veteran, a 5-year homie. Shut up! I'm running this shit."
Exactly.
And
I think he told you to shut the fuck up. I think that's what he told me.
It was you, and he was saying something. And he like, hey, homie, shut that shit up. I'm running this. Jimmy low-key is as laid back as Jimmy Garoppolo was. I think that's why the players love Jimmy too, because he had that same shit. Hey, I fucked up last drive. Don't worry about that, y'all. I got us. Let's go out there and put up 7. And they did it time after time after. Trey didn't have that, bro. I've not heard that Trey had that. Maybe that's why Kyle's not fucking with Trey.
He's a kid though, 23 years old, man, compared to Purdy and Jimmy. Obviously, Jimmy being the older one, but 23 years old, man, playing in damn near people consider D2 level football.
Right.
He balled out, but again, it was just 1 year and then COVID, and mistake by the organization picking him. I mean, if you really think about it. Right.
Looking back at it, a super mistake now. Looking back at it, the 3 lost first round picks, the 4 starts, the never seeing a progression. Yeah, it's definitely a loss. But we got Brock Purdy, so who's tripping? I'm not tripping.
If we don't do that move, we don't get Purdy.
Exactly.
And the roster, like I said, is deep. Those 2 picks is kind of set and gone, but we still here, and we got our first coming next year. So, again, it's a bittersweet loss, but I pray for the guy, and I pray that Darnold, I hope that Kyle could work that magic that, he believes, like Primo said, he believes that he works with these quarterbacks, and beyond that, hell, just hopefully Purdy stays healthy. Because as long as Purdy stays healthy, then this ain't even nothing to be concerned about. We'll be good to go.
You got to make a trade for that O-liner, though, if you're really trying to keep Purdy healthy.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. Or even better grow up fast. Mr. Manning better grow up fast.
I would throw Manning in there. Fucking on Friday. Throw him in there with the ones.
You might as well see what you got at right.
That's what I'm like. You might throw him out there with the ones and see what happens.
And Kyle
might be on the roster.
He probably won't.
Kyle won't do that. Kyle got his weird ways. So
last thing before we sign off, I don't know if y'all got more to say on this trade, but the Jake Moody situation, homie. How y'all feeling about? I feel like I said this last
team, man.
See, but it's growing. When you're a kicker, it's different. You're only called on to do one thing. You have one job that weighs heavy on you when you got to come in and make those kicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't played all day, and we want you to come in and make the kick now. He's a rookie. So to me, I feel like
we talking about that killer instinct with Trey. We talking about that confidence. And if he's missing in practice and in preseason, bro, you really trying to trust that man in regular season games
but I heard
that matter?
I heard he's knocked back multiple 60-yard field goals in practice.
I mean, that's great, but if he can't do it in games,
maybe
they've been saying that.
Maybe he's not a gamer.
Didn't he hit all of his field goals in the game? Didn't he just miss an extra point?
But he missed the extra point, and that's a chip shot.
Yeah, which is still. Yeah,
I'm not. Hey, I'm gonna take the growing pains. He hit the field goals. Let's see what he do in this dress rehearsal.
Speed dial.
But keep going on speed dial though. I'm talking about option number 1.
Hey,
option number 1.
He said it. Primo said it himself though. He's the emotional one. You gotta, come on, you gotta give him a little time, Pre.
Yeah.
You got to give him a little
don't get
time
no
to get
chances.
The gold standard, dog. You forget that fool was even on the Bears. It's like he a Niner now, bro. He ain't no Bear.
Yeah,
Hey,
for
You
real.
ask him, he'll
For
probably
real.
say, "I'm a Niner, bro. I ain't no Bear." Bro.
Never missed a kick in the postseason ever.
Yeah, nah. He's
That's
that
crazy
dude.
how you would not pay him. That's crazy how you would not pay him
It's
for
crazy
another
that he doesn't
season.
have a
That's
job at
wild.
all.
Hey,
That is
crazy that they didn't even offer him a contract. This is what he told a media outlet, I guess, when they asked him about the Niners. He said they never offered a contract to him.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. The Niners are fucking weird, bro. Like, you literally have relied on this dude for 3 years, and just one season, you just say, like, yeah, bro, fuck it. I'm going to go draft some fucking rookie and hope for the best.
You know what, though?
It's the weirdest thing.
They have a plan, and John Lynch, every time he talks about the plan. It's like as if he gets with the higher ups, he gets with Kyle, he gets with Jed, and they have an agenda and a plan that they set forward. Obviously, the plan, from what I heard, they said they've been trying to look for trades for Trey damn near since the preseason started. The whole training camp started.
Training camp,
supposedly, yeah, they've been looking for a possible trade partner. Trey hasn't been in the plans. Kyle Lynch, he always talks about the plan that they have. Robbie Gould was no longer in the plans. We're going to go and get another dude. We're going to save that $4 to $5 million that we could pay to Robbie. Think about it. Had we resigned Robbie and he had a base salary of $5 million, the highest paid kicker, what would we have to do the Bosa deal right now? We'd have.
I mean, they get everybody else to renegotiate. They get everybody else to fucking renegotiate their contracts.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
Everybody
get
else
you
is the team.
That doesn't get you the cap that you think that you get. You know what a renegotiate, like when they say a dude restructures a contract, you know what that does? Yeah. That just moves the cap hit to a further upcoming season.
Another year,
might take $1 million or $2 off right now, but then it raises it for a year or two in the future. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, I feel like the plan was to move forward. Woo! Hey, okay, let me just say this real quick. Because y'all both say call Gold. I'm not opposed to calling Gold back for this season, this year, and just letting Jake sit behind him. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not saying. But I feel like you gotta let the rookie, you gotta give the rookie that chance. You got to. You gotta give him that.
Unless they know.
I'm giving him the shot, but I think just in case, we again, especially the way we play football, our field goal kicker is extremely important, you know. So if he gonna be out here, again, let me see what he doing this dress rehearsal, man. Let me see you knock down everything, and then we'll see. You know, don't hit me with that bullshit come week 1, man. Don't hit me with the what's old boy name? Was it Young Hoku? Old boy from the Chargers that missed Don't hit me with that. Don't hit me with that.
Hey, Robbie Gould has not signed. Robbie Gould is still on the couch. If in the next few weeks Moody is missing kicks or maybe cost us a game, one call away. What's that song like Chingy? I'm only one call away. Hey,
baby in the bay.
You know what it is. Let's give him a little time to
Gold is right there. Gold is waiting. He's waiting for that phone call. Look, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, Lambeau Field. We're not gonna be there because Aaron's not there. But I'm just saying, in a situation like that, and you fucking put out there Moody, we hit a game winner in the playoff.
We lose
right now. We lose.
That's my point. Yeah, exactly.
We gotta hope those don't come right until Jake get that confidence up. Hopefully that don't come till like week 13.
But see, that's the thing. Hey, Warren, you hit it on the head. You can build confidence that by the time playoffs come, he's money. He's automatic. He had the confidence at Michigan.
Kyle's the ultimate confidence killer.
Facts.
Kyle the confidence killer. So
facts.
So you really trust that? You trust that guy?
Well, damn, if you put it like that, then we need to get Gold on the line then, if you put it like that.
That's what I'm saying, man. Call Gold. Robbie, my bad. Yeah, my bad, Robbie. We need you out here.
Hey, we'll even give you a little couple million on the side. We'll slide you a little couple extras on the side.
We'll make sure you get you a little sponsorship or something. Don't worry about it.
Damn.
Oh man.
Seriously.
So yeah, man. So what's up? Y'all got another topic? Is that it for the night or what?
That was it.
I think
that's
I'm good.
it.
Yeah, that was it.
It was real. Like I think we hit a good one.
We did, man.
Should we play Friday? Let's see what Friday brings.
Let's see. Hey, we might have to bring y'all a little extra emergency John. But as of right now, it's a wrap. Let's go ahead and call it what it is. Another episode in the books, man, from the Beta LA 49er podcast. It's your boy LeBron, my boy Primo, and my boy Warren. Let's wrap it up. We'll holla at y'all. Peace.
Let's go.